love God, really love God, love God. If you love that, then why you whine so much? Question. If me love God and you love God wholeheartedly, genuinely, the world would be a better place. You are the man of the house, couple kids and spouse, corporate exempt, money and flow. You have a good job, props. You get redundant, company closing down. Suddenly a start goes God. Yo, him a the worst God. Me have my masters, doctorate, and at this we get high. Humble yourself, my brother. God have a bigger plan. You love God, really love God, love God. If you love God, then why you got so much question? Do you love God, really love God, love God? If you love that, then why you want so much? Example of ungrateful. Me love God, things I want to me. Big up Kimmy and Timmy. 50 grand each, them send for me. Me bills paid, me hear me heart to me. Yo, me care wash that. Me feel bash star. On me way though, splash me car. Yo, John, oh God, which demon? You love God. Holy, act like the weather. Holy, act like the weather. Holiness is a mouse. Of the gospel, this is a true story. Baby girl, me not flirt, me have got thoughts. Wallabies, I'm a bad class. Summertime on the man I got out. Jesus name, I still a ball out. Me not flirt, me have got thoughts. Sarah pan, Sarah back shots. Summertime on the man I got out. Yo, the place hot day. The other day me walk over and I go said, me time put balloon just a kick in at them head. Baby girl, lose the thoughts in your head. Cause me little man to Christ, yo, nothing on my bed. That's right. Me catch your ears, but me tell about a man when him Jesus for my praise. Kings of kings in my Lord in every ways. Repent and change your bad ways, baby girl. Me no flirt, me have got thoughts. Follow base of the bad clocks. Summertime on the man I got out. Jesus name I still a ball out, yo. Me no flirt, me have got thoughts. White jeans with a bad clock. Summertime on the man I got out. Yo, chosen them a top out. Me Victor of Cologne, yo, with a kick. Every girl say me, yo, them want a pick. Yo, it's a trick. Me know she really wanna hug the Jenna quick. Aye, a ministry, you want flop it. Well, a Bible. Don't drop it. When the album come out, you fi cop it. And the liquor dirty ways if you stop it. Me no flirt, me have got thoughts. Wallabies, I'm a bad clock. Summertime on the man I got out. Jesus name I still a ball out. Me no flirt, me have got thoughts. Sarah pan, Sarah bad shots. Summertime on the man I got out. Yo, the sun out there. I'm just one bless up claims records. Take over, big up yourself. Unity and frost. You know, so the gospel for preach. We have to think of ways out to catch them, yes. I know these last days. You can call it clout, but that Jesus me a top.
Stay informed and follow advice given by your healthcare provider. Stay informed on the latest developments about COVID-19. Follow advice given by your healthcare provider, your national and local public health authority, or your employer on how to protect yourself and others from COVID-19. National and local authorities will have the most up-to-date information on whether COVID-19 is spreading in your area. They are best placed to advise on what people in your area should be doing to protect themselves.
This is your television and radio preacher, Bishop Dr. G.G. Cooper, asking you to join me on KLAS 89.1, 89.9 every Sunday at 6 p.m. for revival time. Enjoy 60 minutes of old-fashioned, Holy Ghost anointed, yoke-destroying, burden-removing praise celebration.
What's up, Sports Desk Massive? It's the new and improved. What you say? Can't stop to make a call? Well, you can still add your 2 cents by sending in WhatsApp messages or voice notes to 876-828-0925. What you say? During the Sports Decks, Mondays to Fridays, 1 to 4 p.m. Sponsored by BH Paints. Paint it, love it with BH Paints.
Welcome to the multi-award winning Scoreboard. Get ready for top-class sports discussions.
Welcome to the Scoreboard. I am David Nugent. It's time for the track scene. We have a fantastic lineup of guests on for you today. Some new names, not necessarily new in track and field, but new names in terms of the track scene. And we have a very, very special guest. Took this interview at absolute short notice, so I want to thank him. The head coach for Immaculate Conception track and field team, Mr. Franz Ford. Are you on, sir?
Hi, Mr. Nugent. How are you doing? Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody.
I'm doing well, knowing that you took my invitation at such short notice. I know at this time of the day, the coaches are busy.
Yes, actually, we are at Stadium East with our training session today. So you know that we're definitely doing a lot of technical work.
Wow. So we caught you at a time when the brain is ticking, right?
Yeah, most definitely. Ticking, God is good.
Yeah, definitely.
When you have somebody like yourself that decides, to make the call, and you take the call.
There you go. So Mr. Ford, we just want to introduce you to the public. Well, most persons in track and field would know you, but for those who are unfamiliar with you, can you just give us a little bit about a little background about your track and field journey, so to speak?
Well, just like a few stories out there. I wasn't able to make it on the track or in the field. So we went to the other.
Don't worry about that. That's my story as well. I couldn't do sports, but I could talk it a little bit. So don't worry about that.
Yeah, well, I've decided to move into the world of coaching, and I actually started at St. George's College, which is my alma mater, and from there, my first athlete was Odain Richards, which is our national shot putter and record holder. So I actually started with Odain back at a young age. So I got introduced to coaching during that time section there. Definitely grew over the years. Did the World Athletics program. Then went on and did the USATF and USTF CCCA, where I am a specialist in the throwing events and also in the jumping events as well.
Wow! So as a throws coach, I have to throw something at you right now. Renjika Campbell, 22 meters last season.
Right.
Quick sidebar.
And throwing 21 last week.
21 last week. You've seen him throw. What do you think about him?
He's a very good representation of the country. He is a future breaker in the world of athletics in the throwing event. I have no doubt whatsoever. Once he gets the support, and we're talking about financial support now. Once he gets the support, he will definitely be a world beater.
And Ginger Campbell, former KC athlete. I think he went to Ferncourt before that as well. Right. So one definitely to watch out for in terms of field events.
Definitely. It's not just to watch out for, to be quite honest with you, but is one who has the biggest potential right now. We have a few youngsters who are in the college system that are currently throwing 17, 18 meters. which is very impressive in the throwing. And don't even get me started on the discus event. You know, where we have Dakers, we have Smichael, we have Wright, we have Stoner, we have Kai. There are a lot right now, and the throwing in general looks very promising for Jamaica.
Definitely looks very promising for Jamaica. But we've sidebar into senior athletics, which I didn't want to touch just now. Wanted to stay a little bit more on the high school side of things. So I'm going to jump back into that now. I mean, you said you started out at St. George's. You're now at Immaculate. That's
Right.
two different sides of the coin, so to speak. All boys school, now an all girls school. Is there different challenges? Which one do you prefer? Is similarities, differences?
You know, I'm being quite honest with you. Each of them come with their own challenges, right? But working with both, I love working with both. I love working with the female student athletes, and I love working with the male student athletes. Their development in the different areas, and I'm talking about in terms of the technical aspect in the weight room, outside of the weight room, is totally different. To be quite honest with you, I don't treat my female athletes, as you would call it, female athletes. I just treat them as athletes. If you want the best out of them, right? You don't look on that aspect. You know, you don't try to differentiate.
One question I want to follow up with that. How do you keep the athletes motivated? I've always said track and field is a difficult sport. It's one that tests the body to its limit, the mind as well, especially when things are not going as expected. How do you keep these athletes at the junior level motivated?
One word, God. You know, God is definitely at the center of our program. And the truth and the reality is that, you know, we do start off our program with prayer. We have to be speaking to the athletes on a regular basis, you know, making them, you know, understand that we will have off days, right? And, you know, that F word, you know, that word that, you know, persons tend to use, which is failure. We tend to look at it as a learning experience. Right. So in my program, we don't use the word failure, you know, and the good thing is that I have good, strong, solid coaches around me, who motivate the girls. So it's not just me alone, right? I have Floyd Quarry, you know, who is an exceptional coach. I have Coach Thompson, who is new to the program. He actually joined in the summer period. You know, I have excellent management system. You know, I have a strong management system. And in order for our program to be successful, it can't just be about the head coach. And our principal, or, you know, our administration. You know, they are integral role into the development of the program. The principal believes in the program. She believes in the girls. She loves the girls. You know, and it takes a community to motivate to keep our program going, to be quite honest with you. And don't even get me started with the Alumni Association, because they're very, very integral into the development and the stronghold of our program.
Happy to hear that the alumni are on board. I think when it comes to Jamaican sports, not just track and field, but sports, the alumni play a critical part in the success, or as you said, the effort, the failure of that program.
Correct. And you know, I'm being quite honest with you. It started off rocky, but you know, we just had a small few group of ladies from the New York chapter, you know, who saw something in the program and just decided that, hey, look, we're going to give you guys our support, and you know, just let us know. And then slowly but surely, everybody has started to come in on board. The international chapter, the local chapter started to come on board and started to, you know, find out what are the needs of the girls. Because believe it or not, a lot of the time persons hear the word Immaculate Conception High and just think that, hey,
Money.
they're flowing with money. But that is far from the truth.
Mhm.
You know, what it is that we just have young ladies, you know, who are from all over the island, you know, who are just young ladies who are just educated. You know, they love their books, and that's one of the biggest things that we push in the program. You have to be a student athlete and not an athlete student. And anybody who comes into the program, they have to know that from day one.
So we get down to the part of what many people are listening for me to ask you. I mean, coaches all over every sport, they are judged not by the input, but by the output, the results on the
Right.
track. It's been a while since we've had a corporate area school who has challenged for girls champs. Do you believe that Immaculate can break that cycle?
I definitely believe that in the future, you know, we can definitely challenge it. You know, Devon, to be quite honest with you, let's not kid ourselves. It it takes a solid number to challenge the top schools that are up there. Because let's believe, you know, they're heavily invested in boys and girls championship. They're heavily invested in the development of track and field out there. And one of the things is that I respect my competition, you know, and they're number one for a reason. You know, they go there, they work hard, they find the person, and their resources, you know, is very powerful, you know, and in order for the corporate area to start having that impact, we have to make sure that our resources have to also be up there as well. And once it gets there, then we can have a positive impact and a change to boys and girls championship.
Okay, that sounds like a fantastic plan. Coach Ford, also because there are some persons who are tuning in to listen, they're not aware of track and field, not aware of the happenings, especially around the Immaculate program. For those listeners who are tuning in and they're so disadvantaged, I'd like to say, who are some of the girls? I don't want to be prejudiced or anything, but who are some of the girls from Immaculate Conception that these new track and field fans can look out to, and what are their events?
Well, I will give the answer that I give all reporters or any interview in which I do. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you can look out for everybody from Immaculate Conception. You know, to make an impact out there. You know, the ICHS will continue to work hard. I'm actually giving back to my alumni association, you know, in terms of St. George's College, right? So I actually do the throws program at St. George's College, and I have a youngster, DeAndre Bristol, who is currently a 17-meter thrower.
Oh, that's decent. Coach Ford, I really enjoyed talking with you today, and I look forward to seeing Immaculate Conception and indeed St. George's with a rebuilding program
Definitely.
this season.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for acknowledging that.
Yes.
Yes, it is a rebuilding program. You know, but I must say though, I want to thank you. I want to thank your listeners who are out there who support Immaculate Conception High. I know it's not the name that is normally the norm in track and field. You know, we're known for our academics, but you know, we do have persons who come out, help us, you know, to get to that stage, you know. As I said, we have a strong management team.
Coach Ford,
right.
Not to cut you, but we're actually up on the break now. Hopefully at the end of the season, we'll be able to have another talk with you and we can discuss the results at that point. Thank you again, Coach Ford.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Have a good day.
I will.
It's a new year with new savings. Get ready to renovate your space at Home and Things. Enjoy up to 50% off select items, unbeatable prices on porcelain, ceramic, and mosaic tiles. Extra specials on Spanish tiles, bathroom fixtures, faucets, windows and doors, beautiful lighting, home decor, and lots of new arrivals. There's no better time to create that new look. Enjoy New Year savings at Home and Things. Old Hope Road and Constant Spring Road. Jamaica builds with Home and Things.
We are here for you. Have you ever thought about how much of your time you give to God? Whether it is 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or 15 minutes, God delights in the moments you share with Him. Join Prophet Dexton Burton for 15 minutes of prophetic glory, Thursdays at 10:30 a.m. as he takes you on a prophetic journey of signs, wonders, and miracles, breaking bread, administering healing, breakthrough, and deliverance. God speaks and His mind is revealed through His servant. Can you shout that out? We need to move. We need to move.
You're listening to The Scoreboard on Jamaica's #1 sports station.
Welcome back to the track scene. I'm David Nugent, and as I said earlier, we have a fantastic lineup of guests for today's show. We have our second guest for the day after speaking with Mr. Ford. Fantastic interview with him, by the way. We have Mr. Dennis May. Mr. May, are you online, sir?
Yes, sir, I am.
How are you doing today? Good afternoon to you. How are you doing today?
I am very well. I had a long day. Was doing some work from this morning, but always full of energy and ready to go.
There you go. There you go. You're in track and field, man, so you have to have that energy.
Well, we have been in it a long time. Yes, of
there
course.
you go. There you go. So, Mr. Dennis May,
yes,
you
sir.
are associated with the Jamalco J3A's Puma track meet, which is coming up this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Right. I understand that would be at the Jamalco complex in Clarendon.
Yes, at the Jamalco Sports Club. It has been there from inception. We started this meet in 1991. It was given to us by Teddy, the then J3A president Neville Teddy McCook, and it has been a staple on the calendar ever since. 31 years.
1991. So that's a long time. That's
yes.
Very, very
we
long
missed
time.
1 year due to
COVID. Right. Many meets would have missed that COVID year. I see you have a full lineup here. I'm just looking at the flyer. You guys start at by 8:30 a.m.
Yes.
With the men's 5,000 meter open.
5,000 meters. Yes.
How are the entries for that?
Well, I am not 100% certain. It closes tomorrow, and so then I'll have a better feel. But in general, we are usually having about maybe up to 500 athletes, maybe 600.
Wow.
It's a staple on the calendar, and it is known and run on one of the best grass tracks in the country. So we get a lot of entries, at least 50 schools and institutions, plus primary schools.
Yeah, I noticed that as well. I noticed that the primary schools, there's a primary school event for 4x100 meters.
Yes.
And also the flat 100 meters. Is that something new?
We have been having it ever since, because one of the things that my mentor, Never Might, always said, he said it's a development meet. And so it's there for everybody. If you notice, we have something there for Special Olympians too.
Right.
So the primary schools, we just don't do more than 100 meters. And we have some specialist events. So we have the 5,000, 3,000. We try to manage the meet. So we start early and we finish by 4:30. So a lot of people come because of our timeliness. We usually hit it on that time.
How do you maintain that though? How do you ensure?
Timeliness?
Yeah. How do you ensure that you're done by 4:30? I mean, I see a lot of meets going into the night some of the times.
I know. Well, the first thing is that you have to select events. So you not that you minimize, but you select events specific. The second thing is that you have a cutoff on entries, not more than three per school in any one event, you know. And then you have an excellent group of officials. My officials have been with me for 30 years. So when we start the meet, I basically start the meet, sing the national anthem, and hand over to the people who know how to run the meet. And I try to treat them best as possible. A lot of people focus on the athletes, yes, and I do too. But I also focus on my officials. They must be comfortable.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's something that I think has been overlooked over the years in terms of the officials. A lot of people come and they think about the officials, but sorry, about the athletes, but it's the officials.
Without officials, you cannot run the
You
meet.
can't have a meet. The officials and the volunteers, they're very, very important.
Of
very
course.
important. So I'm happy to hear you highlighting that point about
we have
the
a
officials.
system in place that we have used. I have a breakfast waiting until they come, and we make sure we have built-in redundancy with the amount of officials. At the same time, I make sure that their lunches and everything and that the stipend is there ready. When people see that, they are very productive and they know they can depend on me and our group.
My grandfather used to have a saying, he said, encouragement sweetens labor.
Every time. Every time.
Okay,
every time.
I see.
Treating people good is something we try to do. It's Jamalco meet, most people will tell you it's like a family meet. Coaches will tell me it's one of the few meets they can come and relax and relate to other coaches. Conversations. It's not about stress. It's track and field. It's togetherness, bonding, cohesiveness, working with each other, and of course, good, clean competition.
Excellent. What's the cost to enter?
It's now 10,000, which is still one of the cheapest meets on the calendar. I try to keep it a little lower than the norm because, as my mentor always says,
no, I'm talking about for spectators.
For spectators, no, well, we don't charge for spectators.
So it's free.
Yes, man. I never have.
Because I was looking at the flyer, because as a media personnel, I would enter without having to worry about paying for anything.
No,
and I was looking at the flyer and I was saying, where's the cost, fee? So if you're in Clarendon, you can come along, get to the Jamalco Sports Complex, and it's free to enter.
Yes, man, it's free to enter if you come in, and then we have a little you can get a drink at the watering station, as we would say. Different people sit and they relax and they watch the meet and have a great day to their friends, family, all that type of thing. That's the type of atmosphere.
Family atmosphere.
It was generated by Neville Martin, and we try to keep it like that. He always believed in that.
I see I've some mega sponsors as well here.
Yes.
Puma and the likes.
Well, the thing is, we are supposed to be one of only two J3 Puma sponsored meet. The other one was the Charlie Fuller Pat Anderson Classic. So this is only two. So that's where the Puma J3 comes in there. It has been around from very early. Got some help from the J3 via Puma to help run the meet. So that's always a staple. So it is unique in that sense. And it is unique in that sense. As far as I know, for the past 12 years, that has honored Olympians. So we have been honoring Olympians for the last 12 years. We started with the Olympians for Jamaica from 1964. And there have been a lot of people, Pablo McNeil and Quarry, never mind, all people have forgotten. They were fantastic athletes and people, Una Morris. We have honored all those people. So this year, they are up into the 80s. Last year, Seymour Newman was there. And it's well attended by many, many media personnel. Almost every media group is there at the meet just to talk to these former athletes, see what's happening. I remember 2 years ago when Jackie Pusey came all the way down from California to say thanks.
Okay.
For a lot of the people, they said they have never been told thanks. Never.
Yeah. Yeah, we tend to forget the people who serve us here in Jamaica. So I'm happy to hear.
Well, you know, one of the things is a lot of people, and it's not an affront when I say people feel that track and field started maybe
2008
yeah,
or 2004.
What
You still with me? Still with me, Mr. May? Having a little bit of technical difficulties. Sounds as if we've lost Mr. May. We'll try to get him back online just to ask maybe one or two follow-up questions. Interview was going fantastic just before we lost him. But as he said, Jamalco in Clarendon, if you're close by the Jamalco Sports Complex, this Saturday, February 3rd, you can actually enter for that meet free of cost. There's absolutely no cost to enter. And it is a power-packed lineup of events from the 100 all the way up to the 5,000 meters. They have also events for primary school, high schools, clubs, and institutions. Sprint medley as well, or sprint relay, not sprint medley, it's sprint relays on the schedule. Meet starts at 8:30, and as Mr. May said, ends at 4:30. Have him back online? Okay, Mr. May, back online with us.
Yes, sir.
Sorry about that.
I was just saying that our modern day athletes have done very well, but they stand on the shoulders of those who have paved the way.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the performances of our former athletes on dirt and cinder tracks, it's phenomenal.
Right.
When you have a Never Mighty running 146.6 on a dirt track at age 18, you know, when you look at people like Una Morris, who at age 16 ran 23 seconds flat on a dirt track from lane 1 and came fourth in the Olympics. People don't remember those things, or they don't know. So you know, you have to sort of see with that. So we mustn't forget. We mustn't forget.
And
history is important.
Who are you highlighting this year? Who's being
this year? It will be Bert Cameron and Juliet Campbell.
Wow,
two quarter milers from San Diego. Yes, and of course, a lot of people forget him too. Alex Morgan.
Yes,
Alex Morgan from the Glenmuir, right? He was a member of my club. So every year we honor 2 Olympians and 1 member of our club who was there. Because the club was founded in 1990. So last year we did Michael McDonald. This year we're doing Alex. And maybe next year we'll choose between. We have some people in mind, like Michael Blackwood, or Orville Taylor. All those.
So you're moving into the 90s next year?
Yes, man. You know, so that is why. Yes.
Wonderful. So,
of course, we will be honoring one of our stalwarts, administrator, Juliet even more.
Wonderful. So the word from Mr. May is that Jamalco Sports Complex is the place to be on Saturday, not the National Stadium or anywhere else. It's Jamalco in Clarendon.
It's Jamalco in Clarendon, yes.
It's
always a nice piece. A lot of people attend. A lot of officials from both J3, JOA, and all over. Friends. It's all about track and field.
Wonderful. I'll try as best. I haven't confirmed where I'll be on the weekend, but I'll try as best as possible, Mr. May.
Well, give me a call early so that, you know,
yes,
I can make sure that you're fitted properly.
There we go. It's been a pleasure talking with you, Mr. May. Wonderful interview. Wonderful insight on track and field and what it takes. We hope to talk to you again soon, but again, thank you for the interview today, sir.
Okay then, sir.
We go to our next break on the track scene.
Sheena Power Talk,
make you start to walk.
Get your aunties, get your uncles, get your brothers and your sisters, gather the girls, gather the boys. Sheenalyn Hansen is on your radio with Power Talk, motivation, inspiration, and empowerment. Tune in every Tuesday at 11:15 a.m. It's a Power Talk and a Power Connection. Power up your spirit, man, with Power Talk. This is your Damascus Road encounter. Come and experience a mighty move of God right here on Power Talk.
Sheena Power Talk.
Hey everybody, this is your friend Apostle Nicolene Williams. Join me every Thursday at 11 a.m. for my show Pop, Protection of Purity, where we hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil, do no evil. Listen, these are the last days. I want to help you to be rapture ready. We will be having thought-provoking discussions, illuminations that will push for introspection, and revelations that will help you to see the need for consecration. Give an ear as you prepare, for the Lord is near. Pop is sponsored by Via Express Courier Services and Aspen Luxury Suites.
Purify my heart.
It's now time for Sports in a Minute, sponsored by Dangel, Edgechem, Megamart, and Enibet.
Nikola Jokic claimed his 14th triple-double of the season as the Denver Nuggets spoiled Doc Rivers' debut as a coach for the Milwaukee Bucks. The Serbian center finished with 25 points, 16 rebounds, and 12 assists in a 131-107 victory. His 119th triple-double in regular season matches, the fourth highest in NBA history. Rivers taking over at the Bucks after the club fired their first-year coach, Adrian Griffin, on January 23. The Bucks went 2-1 under interim coach Joe Prunty, but Rivers' opening game in charge were led by 29 points from Giannis Antetokounmpo, while Damian Lillard finished with 18 points and Jamal Murray had 35 points for the Nuggets. And that's your Sports in a Minute.
Sports in a Minute was sponsored by Dangel Auto Spares and Accessories Limited at 20 Balmoral Avenue, Kingston 10. Call 876-929-9146 and in Maypen, Shop 10, 1A Chapelton Road. Call 986-7142. Edgechem, changing lives 1 gallon at a time. Megamart, best value by far. And Enibet, your best bet, reminds you to bet responsibly.
You're listening to The Scoreboard on Jamaica's #1 sports station.
Welcome back to the track scene. I'm David Nugent. We're about halfway through the journey today. We started at 5 and we're going all the way up to 6 o'clock. I said we had a lineup of special people. We have had 2 interviews so far, one with a coach, one with a meet organizer. Wonderful interviews with Mr. Ford and Mr. May. So we move now into a different aspect of the program. People listen to this program to hear us discuss results. So I think we have a special guest online. Mr. O'Shea Hudson is online now. Mr. Hudson, you're online?
Yes, good afternoon.
Afternoon, Mr. Hudson. How are you doing today?
I am not bad at all. Not bad at all. I'm here enjoying the program.
Okay, good to hear. So this is your first time on the program, I think. Yes?
That's actually my second time. It could be third.
Third time. So I thought this was your first time. Why did I think it was your first time? But for my purposes and for the listeners who didn't hear your interviews the first couple of times, can you just introduce yourself to us? Just tell us a little bit about you, Mr. Hudson, in terms of your track and field exposure. Have you coached? Are you a fan? Just give us a little background.
I mean, there's not much to say about me as regards to track and field, except to say that a former athlete turned avid lover, and I find great interest in sports. So really, actually, track and field is my thing. Okay. But I enjoy just about any kind of sports. I really started supporting teams and analyzing, discussing, writing stories. But my genuine passion is to see the action. As I say before, my days of competing are over.
Okay.
So really, I just listen to sports, talk about it, and what.
Wonderful.
There's no real acumen. I'm a physiotherapist by profession, so most people know that I have that expertise in managing athletes from that standpoint of injuries and wellness, etc.
I think you're selling yourself short, but we'll digress. So let's see. Which school did you attend? One final question about you, and then we'll jump right in.
I attended the Woodham High School. I had the privilege of being a part of that.
Wonderful school. So we'll start, and I'll give you the honor, the pleasure of bringing up the results that you want to discuss most. What happened over this weekend of track and field? What was the thing that you saw and you said, yes, I want to talk about this?
I think you probably want to start at the local level.
Local level.
Because that's really where my attention has really been for the most part this season. And of course, being a supporter of a certain school which shall remain nameless, I feel like because the track meets, thank God for the online streaming, because I've not gone to any just yet in person. I'm here to make my debut in person, but I was able to watch a fair share of the set invitation, but I watched the entirety of the Grace Jackson, Queen's Grace Jackson meet that was in Kingston. Both meets were running simultaneously, so it would have been hard to really follow keenly what was happening. Both of them. But I stuck to the meet that was happening inside the National Stadium, and really that's where I was a bit more intrigued because, of course, we know what State has to offer in terms of the quality athletes that usually. But I am one of the persons who I'm not so fond of the grass track at this time of the season, and towards the end I was a bit disappointed when somebody the lighting issues, those things. But separate enough, let me not the track from them hosting a good meet again. But I think what was happening inside Kingston's National Stadium was a great attention. Yeah.
So what was the result? What was the performance that you would say this is to be highlighted?
All right. So the event, let me just remind the persons for those who weren't sure. We had the 400 meters on show, and of course, that starts from the class 3 with the girls and sailing for the boys, and it goes up to the class 1. And that event had one young lady that I was looking forward to see, and I saw her, and that and we should look out for that name, and that young lady from Homer Technical, that's Tracy and Evans. She has been doing well all season. I think she ran 57 until the exact time in a minute, 57 points at the meet, and this is somebody that is really stepping down from being a sprinter, because a lot of people don't understand the challenges that the class 4 young ladies will have when they enter high school competition. They are restricted as to what they can run, and usually restricted to sprint.
Right.
So she's looking to do fantastic things in the 400 meters. And if you know of the program that exists at Homer Technical and with the likes of Ricky and Russell that came to, she's now being coached by one Dave Anderson. He's really looking to do fantastic things. She ran 57.94. And some person probably say, that's not a big deal, but let me tell you, it's about a third meter. Could be a second with over 400 meters. And already she's looking very good. And I expect her to do well leading up to the boys and girls champ and at the championship. So that was one of the highlights for me on the girls side. I also had some interest in, notwithstanding the other classes in the 400 meters, they looked well, but I was looking forward to see one young lady, Abigail Wolf. Most persons know her from her campaigns and her exploits at Oldest High School, and she'd have won last year for them in class 2, the 100 meter crown. And now she's at Woolmersville. And she was another one that I was looking forward to see on Saturday. And for her debut run, I was fairly satisfied to see how she has grown. I think her confidence has now gotten to a different level in terms of how she approached her race and running 25 seconds for her debut. That to me a good start. Not a big deal for much persons because they expect her to go faster, and I expect her to go faster as the season progressed. But those were two of the young ladies I was looking forward to, and I can't. I was disappointed with their run.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to pull my performance from the meet, and of course I would have been in St. Elizabeth, so I didn't get to watch the meet live, but I would have pulled up some videos and pulled up a little bit of information on the meet. And the first thing that actually jumped out at me was a youngster in the high jump in class 2. I think he jumped what was it, 1 meter 90 for class 2 jumping, high jumping. Just pull the results so I can tell you which school he comes from. But that
class 2, I believe he's from Cornwall College. Could that be the gentleman talking about?
No, man, it's not from one of the big schools.
No,
I'll tell you. Name slips me right now, but I'll pull the results. But it is one of
I know the college guys. From what I heard on the sports side, they had a pretty good day because they took class 1. I'm also learning with a jumper going at 195 in that class, and they also took class 2 boys. So I know they had a good day. They're jumping. So I'm not sure if that's where you're leaning, but as I say, it's not from one of the traditional powerhouses.
Yeah, man. Not one of the traditional powerhouses, but I'll pull that results up. Here it is. Class 2 boy, Jequan Seden from Happy Grove, 1 meter 93 PB from Happy Grove, class 2 high jump. Not one of the names or one of the schools that would have excited a lot of people previously, but 1 meter 93 PB, Jequan Sudden. That's one of the names that goes into my little book, one of the names that I'll actually watch going forward. I was also impressed in the boys class 3 800 meters. I'll say a youngster, but the Kingston College, the results based on not Kingston College, Jamaica College youngsters, Gavel Nooks ran 201.61 personal best for 800 meters. Bevan Davey, not as good, 207.95, but again, PB. And then the Jamaica College boys, I think they also got the fastest time in class 1. In class 2 as well, Samuel Query, 159.62, and Shamar Green, 2 minutes 00.63 for class 2 boys. That's Jamaica College class 3, class 2, and they also got the fastest time in class 1 with Bygrave, 1 minute 54.14, and then the Kingston College athletes of Jequan Coke and Wardlow at 156 and 157 finished second and third best overall for class 1 boys. It says to me that Jamaica College, the middle distance program, is still alive and well. You think?
Well, that's something you can't deny because I think that's your strong point. And who is the coach doing? Johnson. He has really taken that program to new levels now, and they are producing talent after talent, and not just mere numbers, but the quality in what they're producing. It has to be commended. And eventually, I think.
Hold that point for me, Mr. Hudson. We're going to run to a break, and when we're back, we'll discuss that further. Time for a break on the track scene.
Protecting Jamaica's borders from illicit imports and exports is a key priority for the Jamaica Customs Agency. The JCA will remain vigilant and resolute in effectively fulfilling this mandate. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
5:45. Super Center, everything for your home and more.
Whether you are redecorating your home, looking for a gift idea, or simply feel for some retail therapy, Ascent Supercenter is the place to be. Regal Plaza, Kingston, and Linston. We have it all. From linens and curtains to appliances and cookware, furniture, rugs, and wall decor. It's everything for your home and more.
Ascent Supercenter, we're gonna make you smile. Make you smile. Ascent Supercenter, it's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle.
My Mega Mart, best value by far.
With so much to do in one location, make Mega Mart your one-stop shop. Pick up your groceries and houseware needs, grab a bite and pay some bills, fill your prescriptions and see the beauty products in our pharmacy, all in one amazing location. My Mega Mart, the best value by far.
My Mega Mart, best value by far.
You're listening to The Scoreboard on Jamaica's #1 sports station.
Welcome back to the track scene. I'm David Nugent. We have online Mr. Hudson. Mr. Hudson, you still with us?
Yes, I am still here, sir.
Yes, sir. Before the break, you were making the point about the Jamaica College middle distance program. You can explain.
Yes, I was speaking to the quality of that program and how it has elevated itself and maintained the standard that it has maintained over the years. And I think this year, more than I know they have had it to their teams from the middle distance to the longer distance. They have really had it. And recent as yesterday, I heard that they're still trying to get some others added to the team. Starting out with issues.
Yes.
What they have comparatively to a lot of other teams, I think Jamaica College is, if we should say a team that is gonna dominate one section of the championship, I think that's gonna be their niche and
middle
so
distances.
Proving not to be just one hit story. It has been a sustained program of quality over the years, and truly I expect Kingston College and the others to challenge them, but Jamaica College is looking good in that department.
You mentioned something. I noticed you're skirting around and trying to dodge and misplace it a little bit. There's some controversy. A couple of Jamaica College athletes who have been disqualified or deemed ineligible, let's put it that way, ineligible for champs 2024 due to arriving, I believe, 4 days late after the cutoff point. There is an appeal, I understand, that is going on, and there is a certain precedent that is being touted as the saving grace for the day. Do you have any opinion on that? Do you think they should have allowed them in? Do you think it's an appeal without merit?
I'm not against allowing athletes to compete at the championships. What I'm a stickler for is if there are certain stipulations and rules that govern the procedures to what will qualify an athlete to represent a school. I think if it's followed to the T, the athlete should be allowed to perform. Anything else outside of that is left to the discretion of the organizers or the administrators. From what I'm hearing, I'm not sure because I can't concretely say what has transpired, but what I know is if all things were settled as were required, I think they may be allowed to.
Okay.
Again, I hope for the sake of the standard of the quality and just for the shape that they would have journeyed. I hear they're coming all the way from Ghana. And they're here to experience a track and field in Jamaica, to add value to the quality of the work we have. I think just for that sheer component of it and being a spectator, being someone that enjoys really and truly good quality track and field, I think I want them to be there. So once all protocols are observed and followed, I think all athletes within the range of what is as provided, they should be allowed to perform.
Sounds as if you're an ardent supporter of the, don't want to use the word influx, but the increased number of athletes being brought
and
in.
And there's something I have to see there because I was really one of those persons who never really understood the numbers in terms of the external nationals that were here. But when it came, because I think it's usually more prominent on the boys' side. And let me not single out Jamaica College, but they are known for that sort of tradition or practice of attracting a lot of athletes from the Caribbean. But we see it on the girls' side, and we see what it can do. Let's go back to the most recent NCAA, the Bowen man crown for women. It went to an athlete who came to Jamaica, and that's Julian Alfred, and she benefited from being in the high school system, and we saw what it did for her and her development. So I am all for athletes choosing what's the best for them. As to whether it's unfair as to the numbers that it really it doesn't give chance and privilege to local athletes. But again, in that department that they are coming in, because if you look at it for fact, the athletes who mostly come from those countries, they are coming to really add to the spectacular, the quality of the middle distance competition. They're not really coming here, they're coming to field events. They're less seen in the short sprint. So Jamaica may benefit. Who knows? There are a lot of people who, when they have done their junior years, they might decide, it's a country that have helped them to develop. They might want to perform for Jamaica at a higher level. Should they develop and transition, as well as they can help with the development of our athletes who are looking to pursue careers and higher education, getting spots in colleges with improved performance. They're having to it. So a school I support is a beneficiary of it, and I can tell you, I know firsthand that it is adding to our program. And let me just tell President that they should look out for, because she has traveled all the way from the East African country, and that's Florence Nafamba, and she's a woman technical. And she has been enjoying her time in Jamaica. And I'm telling you, for the athletes who are in the camp with her, they draw, even at her age of just about 15 or 14, 16, they look up to her because they traditionally know the East African countries to be the powerhouses in long distance and middle distance running. So it helps to build and enhance the program. So once they follow the proper protocols,
you're all for it.
For athletes.
All right, so we have about 8 minutes or so before the show unfortunately ends. There's so much I want to discuss, but we won't have time for that. But I definitely wanted to get in some of the senior results, particularly on the college level. I saw a youngster who I've seen grow, literally seen grow from, I remember her, I can't even, a few years ago, I'll put it at that. Small, diminutive, but wary youngster, breaking champs records here, there, and everywhere. And then there was a little bit of a cooling off period, and everybody said, well, she's done, and all sort of things starting to be said about her. And then she kind of re-emerged for her senior year, class 1 year, and then had another little bit of cooling off period, adjusting to the new speed. And I saw her on the weekend, and she did 7.07 for the 60 meters. That's Miss Brianna Liston. What's your opinion? What do you see? What's the implications for you? What's the implications of that run? That's 7.07 for Brianna Liston.
There's something I always say to person. If you're talented, the only thing that can injured to quitting without trying. And I think for sheer fact that it's only they have been through a lot through her high school career. And we know if you followed her career through her days for St. Diego until she transitioned to Ideal School, and now she's in the States representing Louisiana State University. Leaving in 2022, I think she had a fantastic season for Ideal, and that was her final season. She went overseas to perform on the collegiate circuit, and she didn't have the 2023 season that a lot of us were expecting of her. But again, there's some roadblocks sometimes that just is needed just enough for you to refocus and come again. And I think from what I am seeing this season, just from her sheer look on her face, her composure at the start line, the way she's executing, I think all things remain as they are in terms of no injuries, no hiccups. This is the young lady that we have to be looking forward to this year. 7.07 is no easy feat. And
In January.
I'm certainly you saw the race data yourself.
Yes,
and
I did.
she ran that final. It tells you that she is fit, she's ready, she's confident, and she is already the one to watch in terms of a big sprinter coming out of on the collegiate circuit this year.
Mr. Hudson, one of the things that I always say, and some people laugh at me when I say it, I have an eye test. The eye test for me is one of the most important things in track and field. I look at an athlete and I can tell immediately whether or not this athlete has put in the kind of work that is required to get to the next level, or whether or not this athlete has slacked off in the off season. And for me, when I looked at Brianna Liston, even before she took to the line, I said, yes, she is ready. You could literally see where she has put on a little bit more muscle. And that's going to help with her power coming out of the blocks. That's going to help with our starts, and that's going to help with her first 60 meters. So when I saw that, I was immediately struck by it and said to myself, hey, something special is going to happen. I didn't see first 7.14 and then 7.07 happening, but from what I saw, the eye test, it definitely looks as if she's been in the gym and done some work.
And that's exactly the situation. I agree with you, because one of the things is that in her freshman year, she had some serious injuries, from what I understood. Or it could have been aggravation of injuries she had. But within the space of a year, to put in that much, because physically she looks different. And you have to admit, she looks much stronger, she looks more powerful in the lower half of her body. And 7.14 would have been a magical, a super fast time, because the program that she's in, look at LSU program, that time would have ranked her in the top 5 ever for the program. And that persons would not understand what I mean, the qualities that could have come out of LSU. And to come back in the final and to run 7.07 and to break or to equal a record rather that was set back all the way 2018 by the American Aliyah Hobbs. And if anybody knows Aliyah Hobbs, you know that young lady is sort of made for the 60 meters. She's second ranked in the world in terms of the time for the 60 meter amongst all athletes. So Brianna's time is really a huge thing to talk about. That's number 4 in the world as it stands now, and number 4 on the all-time collegiate list. So we just have to give it to her. She has already started. And I mark you, this is the second fastest season debut by a collegiate athlete in history. Only behind Julian Alfred. So we're talking about a different.
She's right up there. I remember, this is a girl that is known for her strength as a 200 athlete, not necessarily her speed at 100. So this is a signal that something special might very well happen at the 100. As I said, Mr. Hudson, we wish we could speak on the program all day and all night. Unfortunately, we only have half an hour to speak with you. I just want to say thank you so much for being on the track scene with us today. And we look forward to speaking with you again next week if you're available.
It's always my pleasure. And once I'm available, I'm willing to talk.
Well, there you go. Thank you so much, Mr. Hudson, for being with us. Before we run as well, I just want to highlight a few times. 703 by Forbes, Miss Forbes, Cecily Forbes at Queens. 649 by Akeem Blake. Also, Nikisha Price, 5189 in the States. Those are some athletes that you need to watch out for. They did fantastic jobs on the weekend in terms of the short distances, or in the case of Nikisha Price, of 400 meters. Our middle distance program is also looking well. We had, I think, 3 or 4 guys running 148 last week. But we don't have enough time to discuss all of that. We've come to the end of the program for today. It's been a pleasure hosting the track scene for you guys today, but we'll see you next week. Enjoy the rest of the week, folks.
You've just heard the scoreboard. Remember to tune in Mondays to Fridays at 5 p.m. for top class sports discussions.
Practice respiratory hygiene. Make sure you and people around you follow good respiratory hygiene.